Pleasant day to everybody who's listening in on this video. This is actually the second video on IELTS writing task 2, and this is really gonna be a long series of videos. So again, before proceeding, I'd like to remind everybody to please click subscribe to the below so that you will be notified accordingly when the new videos come out. Remember, the videos are progressive, so whatever is discussed in the earlier videos should be viewed first before you proceed to discussing viewing the succeeding videos. Otherwise it'll end up confusing you. So for this second video, we are now going to talk about the A2 style. As you can see up there, the name of the document. Before going on, this is really all about the IELTS writing test, as I mentioned in the first video. And these are all about 5 essential problem solving strategies to score a minimum band 7. Again, let me remind you that the strategies are really cutting edge. They're really very effective. They really do the job, so to speak. um, they are actually revelatory. I'm sure you will realize that techniques that are gonna be taught in these videos are techniques that actually never seen anywhere. And IELTS is really very good in hiding the reasons for the scoring. And finally, what you will see here are a series of videos which actually reveal what IELTS has been hiding all this time. They are unheard of. Um, Again, like I mentioned in the last video, I've actually been viewing a lot of YouTube videos, and I haven't actually seen anybody apply any of these techniques that we will be talking about in these videos. And finally, they are proven strategies. Before making this series of videos, I've indeed gone through a lot of students, and many of them have passed, and many of them have actually rewritten their essays. And I will eventually be showing these essays to you in time. But of course, before that, we will need to talk about the lessons first. So, A1 and A2 style, uh, they're components of IELTS Task 2 writing. For newcomers to the IELTS exam, Task 2 writing is actually a writing task which asks you to make an essay of at least 250 words and at a time limit of 40 minutes, with the remaining 20 minutes being devoted to Task 1. And we can actually call this argumentative writing, because task 2 is really about making arguments in defense of your opinion on a certain topic based on what a question prompt shows you. As a reminder, we in the last video in the video prior to this, we talked about the A style. A styles are actually essays which mm, they are argumentative strategies which we use for one-sided question prompts. So if a question prompt is one-sided, then you know that we will now be applying the A styles. So the question prompt that I saw here, that I discussed in the last video, is something I saw over the internet. Some people say that the teacher should be paid according to how much their students learn. And to what extent do you agree or disagree? That is the question prompt that will come out in the IELTS exam. An example of a question prompt that will come out in the IELTS exam. Let's scroll down let's put it all under one frame. There. So you will know it's one-sided because it only mentions the opinions of uh, people on one side of an issue. However, if this were to be a crossover question prompt, then what you will now see maybe is something like, hold on, uh, something's wrong with my computer, wait. What you will see is something like, on the other hand, there, some people feel that teachers should be paid their due salary regardless of how their students perform in class. If the question prompt were to be something like that, then you know that you're dealing with a two-sided question prompt, because this is one side of the issue about people who feel that teachers should be paid according to how much their students learn, and this is the other side of the issue about people who feel that teachers should be paid regardless of how students perform in class. But since we do not have this second sentence, then clearly what we have now is a one-sided question prompt. And so that means that we are now mm, choosing between the two A1 styles. Alright. After the A1 style, after the A1 and the A2 style, we will eventually be talking about the B styles over here. So you have the A there. You still have the A2 style over there, and then you have the B1, B2, B3 style, and the third style is what we call the C styles. These are hybrid styles. So these are fancy terms, and certainly you will need to learn about these in order to at least have the chance to score a minimum band 7. So let's proceed with the lesson. Again, for one-sided prompts, we are talking about the A style, and this is your question prompt. Some teachers should be paid according to how much their students learn. Remember the cardinal rule that was discussed in the last video. If the writer agrees, so let me underline that again, with the one-sided proposition, then the writer may just choose to posit a number of our arguments to defend one's agreement. That is now the A1 style, which was demonstrated to you in the last video. However, if the writer somehow disagrees with the question prompt, again let me underline disagrees, then he or she should not forget to kill the arguments of the agree side. So let me emphasize that. That's really a critical rule. If the writer disagrees with this one-sided question prompt, and admittedly it's very easy to disagree with this one-sided question, but it really is unfair to teachers to be paid only according to how much their students learn. So that being the case, if you were to disagree, then please do not forget to kill the arguments of the agree side. Let me emphasize that you should cite the arguments of the agree side first before you kill these arguments. So for the A2 style, then it's really a two-step process. You need to mention the arguments of the agree side first, then follow up with kill arguments. I've been asked a question about what the kill stands for. So to kill, wait, let's maybe define that. To kill means to render the arguments of the opposing opinion completely false or illogical. There. That's our definition of the kill. And we'll see how it works in the essay that I'll be drafting for you right now. In the first video, we actually discussed the A1 style. And as you can see here, this is how it looked like. We began by bulleting our essay. Bulleting is like outlining your essay first, investing 5 minutes for that. And according to that outline that we had, we came up with 3 bullets or 3 arguments in defense of our agreement with the question proposition. We said that if teachers were to be paid based on how much their students learn, it would help ensure the right methodologies, and eventually only the most deserving teachers will be left in the profession, and altogether this would help improve education overall. We didn't have the introduction and we didn't have the conclusion yet, because that will be the subject of another series of videos. So having completed the bulleting stage of 5 minutes, then we proceeded to write the essay with the remaining 35 minutes. Mm, what I forgot to mention in the last video is you should actually only invest 30 minutes for the writing proper, because remember there are 40 minutes total. So if we invested 5 minutes for the writing, for the bulleting stage, and if we invest 30 minutes for writing the essay, then that will leave us with 5 more minutes in order for us to duly edit the outwork. I mean the output. Alright, so again, going back for A1, for the last video, we did create this essay proper there. Let me just fix that under one frame so that it wouldn't confuse you there. Alright, so this is what we ended up in the last video, and these are all arguments that agree with a question proposition. However, since now what we're doing is the disagree, then what we'll need to do is to kill these arguments. So again, conforming to our cardinal rule, which states that if you disagree with a question prompt, you need to first cite all these agree arguments and then follow them up with a kill. Now, obviously, these body paragraphs already run to 215 words, so we'll have to chop off some of these arguments so that we can inject our own kill arguments. Alright, so maybe what we can do is we can group the first two body paragraphs together. So there we go. Alright, so to begin with, applying this proposal will ensure the creation of the right methodologies in teaching, and then we'll just have an explanation, a very short explanation, because teachers will be forced to investigate the best means by which students can learn. And then since we're cramming the arguments under one paragraph, maybe we can stop with that supporting argument. This is actually a combination of the topic sentence and the supporting argument already. This is your topic sentence over here, and this is the supporting argument. And then maybe we can now inject another topic sentence. Apart from this, only the most deserving teachers would invariably end up in this noble profession. And then maybe we can inject another supporting argument, because less skilled teachers would end up receiving fewer pay with their inability to duly educate their students. With this eventuality, only the most skilled of instructors will be left in class. There, maybe we can stop there. We're trying to be concise because we know that we're gonna have to follow these opposing opinions with a kill. And then altogether on a national scale, this proposal would redound to the visible improvement of education on a nationwide scale. There's a slight redundancy there. I'm sorry about that. Maybe we can delete that. This being said, the results would certainly be gleaming the fact that only the most skilled educators would be standing in front of the youth of today. Alright, so alright, alright, so these are opposing opinions again, so maybe we can just make it shorter so that we will have enough space for our kill arguments. There. Altogether, on a national scale, this proposal would redound to the visible improvement of education, and then let's inject the supporting arguments right away. Because only the most effective of teachers using the right methodologies would be left behind in class, providing education of only the highest quality to the youth of today. Alright, so all of these are opposing arguments. They are arguments that agree to the proposition that teachers should be paid based on how much their students learn. But since we're all against these ideas, then we're now going over to the kill. So we already have 121 words for those, and we're now ready to proceed to the kill arguments. So we'll have a marker, a discourse marker, to indicate to the reader that we're just about to cross over. Maybe something like, having said this writer, however, disagrees with these opinions there. So clearly, this now indicates to the reader that you're about to kill the arguments that were made earlier. Alright, so maybe we can have a kill argument for the first two topic sentences. Maybe we can say, as regards to the claim that applying this proposal would improve teaching methodologies and ensure only the best teachers remain in the profession. There. I'm now about to go into the kill argument. This writer feels that this writer feels that these claims may be too simplistic. Firstly, there can be no one perfect teaching methodology, given the fact that there are myriad students with myriad learning styles there. Some students learn visually, others learn kinesthetically. So that means they learn through action, by moving their bodies or something like that. They are kinesthetic learners, as proven in the various multiple intelligences studies in the past. Just to update you, the multiple intelligences movement actually has discovered that we really have different types of intelligence. Some people are very mathematical, some people are very linguistic, some people are very artistic. So that being said, some people also learn in different ways. So it's really difficult to come up with the one right methodology. That is now a kill for this opposing opinion over here. Again, let me remind, the kill arguments conform to the topic support structure. This is the topic sentence there, and then this is the supporting argument. We now need to kill the idea that only the most deserving teachers would barely end up in the profession. So let's have another discourse marker to indicate to the reader that we're now moving on to the next skill. Apart from this, I already used apart from this earlier over here. So maybe we can use another marker, like something like consequentially. Wait, let's have something better. Maybe let's just use additionally. Remember, there's very little time, so we cannot overanalyze this. Additionally, as per the claim that only the best teachers would be left in the profession, it's important to note that wait, I'm sorry, I have to fit that under one frame so that you can see all the previous discussions and you can make a general reference accordingly. There, so there. All right, it's all under one frame, so it's important to note that uh, there really is no such thing as a perfect teacher, and even the best, most experienced of instructors cannot possibly be successful all the time. So as you can see, these are all the kill arguments there. So that's really quite loaded. So that's already 128 words to add to the opposing opinion arguments that we had earlier, which was at 121 words. So we're actually running already at 149 words, at 249 words. But still, I need to kill these arguments over here that claims that this would lead down to the visible improvement of education nationwide. So altogether again, consequentially, that's where we can put consequentially. Um, the claim that this would improve education nationwide becomes a soft claim, given that the improvement of education is a result of multifactorial reasons, including uh, the quality of the school environment, the students' social social socioeconomic status, as well as prevailing biases such as those in gender uh, gender what's the term for it in gender discrimination there. All right, so what we just did is now the famed kill style, wherein we mentioned the arguments of the opposing side. All of these are the arguments of the opposing side, and then uh, we proceeded to kill these arguments. At which point you may now conclude by saying that the writer disagrees with the question prompt. All right. Again, let me remind, uh, in a one-sided question prompt, if you agree to the proposition, then it's as easy as just positing a number of a number of arguments to defend your agreement. But when you disagree with the question proposition, then it becomes more complicated. At which point you need to perform the two-step process by mentioning the opposing opinion first, the agree opinion first over here, and then following up with the arguments that kill these agree opinions. Alright, so that being said, we are now ready to proceed to the third of our videos. And instead of talking about remember there are styles, like for example, we have the A1 style and then the A2 style there. But instead of proceeding with the B styles, then I will still have a discussion on the A2 style, which is now going to be what we call so the kill style is something that I have just demonstrated today. But for the next video, we will talk about the kill and bury style. So it's getting more complicated, guys. So I hope uh, you're not finding yourself lost. So if ever, remember, there's the benefit of the videos that are posted online. So please begin by watching the A1 style and the A2 style. And don't forget to please subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified accordingly when the new videos come up, and you will be updated accordingly, and you won't be left behind. So with that, again, my deepest thanks for your having spent time to listen to this long video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everybody.